Welcome back to Court Profits. In this video, we are going to break down one of the nation's toughest conferences, the Big East Conference. It is one of the most storied leagues in all of college basketball. The 2025-2026 Big East season promises star power, swagger, and strategy. From Dan Hurley's defending powerhouse at UConn to Rick Pitino's rebuilt program at St. John's, the league is absolutely loaded. Creighton, Providence, Marquette, Villanova, and even Butler all have legitimate NCAAB tournament potential. This year, we're projecting 5 to 6 bids from the Big East, making it one of the deepest, most balanced leagues in America. Let's go team by team, from contenders to sleepers to those still searching for an identity in the Big East Conference. At the top, is it any question, who else but the UConn Huskies? Dan Hurley once again has his Huskies at the top of the Big East Conference, and they might be deeper than last year. Alex Caravan and Solo Ball return as elite scorers. Terrace Reed Jr. brings muscle inside, and Eric Raba adds legitimate 7-foot rim protection. Graded their backcourt as well with Malachi Smith and Silas Damari Jr., a two-way weapon with real creation skill. And don't forget about 5-star freshman Braylon Mullins, one of the best recruits Hurley's ever landed. And that's saying a lot. UConn has shooting, size, and swagger. This is your preseason Big East favorite and a national title threat. Next up, what can we say about Rick Pitino that hasn't been said before? He rebuilds programs and brings them to prominence. And his latest project is St. John's. But the fact is, Rick Pitino isn't rebuilding anymore. He's reloaded. Red Storm returned Zuby Ejiofor, the conference's preseason player of the year, and he's surrounded by real shooters for the first time. Josan Sainom and Bryce Hopkins give this roster an all-Big East ceiling. Big question is the point guard play. Can Dylan Darlin or freshman Ian Jackson run the show against elite pressure defenses? If the answer is yes, then St. John's could dance all the way to the Final Four. From the Big Apple, let's head out to the nation's heartland in Nebraska. That's where we have the Creighton Blue Jays. Coach Greg McDermott's teams have been known to ride 5 players until the tires fall off. But this year, the bench is finally built to contribute. Owen Freeman and Jason Dix arrived from Iowa to fill the void, and Jackson McAndrew bring stretch 4 versatility. Nick Graves and Isaac Trout could make this the deepest Creighton team in years. If McDermott uses his full rotation, then the Blue Jays could be back in the Sweet 16 conversation. But one thing from this video you might want to take away is don't sleep on Kim English's Providence Friars. They defend, they rebound, and they play hard-nosed basketball. Duncan Boom Boom Powell is the glue guy that every coach dreams about. He's a versatile 6'8" playmaker. In addition, you add Jalen Sellers, Jason Edwards, and Corey Floyd Jr., and you've got balance, depth, and toughness. Providence is built to grind teams down, and that might be the formula to win in March. Speaking of March, one of the darlings in the past decade or so has been Shaka Smart, and his culture is live and well up in Marquette. The Marquette Golden Eagles now have Chase Ross, a two-way guard ready to take the reins, and Ben Gold, a 6'11" stretch big who can shoot 37% from deep. Expect elite defense and energy, but not the same offensive punch that you might have expected from Smart's teams in the past. However, never count out a Shaka Smart team. With the Villanova Wildcats, you have a new head coach in Kevin Willard. He returns to the Big East, bringing his trademark grit and guard play. Tyler Perkins provides shooting stability, and Duke Brennan gives the Wildcats interior balance and youth. It's a transitional year, yes, but Villanova's culture of discipline and defense will keep them in the mix. The next team we will look at are the Butler Bulldogs. Many people are sleeping on Butler, but they shouldn't be. Finley Bizjack emerged as one of the best young shooters in the league, hitting 43% from threes last season. Add Michael Ajayi, Jamie Kaiser Jr., and Jalen Jackson, and suddenly Thad Matta's team looks very dangerous. This group will play hard, they'll shoot well, and if they have chemistry, Butler will be on the rise. Now, this next team is very interesting, the DePaul Blue Demons. And I think Chris Holtman, the coach, is changing the culture. CJ Gunn returns as one of the team's top scorers, and Landon Blocker steps up as the floor general. Newcomers Caleb Banks and NJ Benson provide scoring punch, while two, not one, but two 7-footers give DePaul real interior size for once. They won't win the Big East, but they won't be an easy out either. The next team we are going to look at is the Xavier Musketeers. Richard Pitino inherits a challenge, turning a roster of mid-major scorers into a Big East contender. Roddy Anderson and Isaiah Walker leave a wave of portal transfers trying to find their footing. The talent's there, but cohesion will take time. So expect year one under Richard Pitino to be a growing season. Next, we have a team that's synonymous with the Big East Conference, and that is the Georgetown Hoyas. Malik Mack is a legitimate guard to build around, and Langston Love plus KJ Lewis bring versatility, but depth, defense, and shooting remain glaring holes. The Hoyas are a work in progress, but there's young talent worth watching. At the bottom of the Big East Conference, we are predicting that the Seton Hall Pirates will finish last. Shaheen Holloway's Pirates still defend, but they can't shoot. Josh Rivera and Adam Clark had experience, yet neither solved the perimeter problem. Seton Hall has effort and identity, but without size and spacing, their ceiling is limited. So we think a long year likely awaits in Newark, New Jersey. Now that we looked at every team in the Big East, let's break down some strengths and weaknesses of the conference. Well, some of the strengths of the Big East include elite coaching at the top. You got Hurley, Pitino, McDermott, English, Smart, really talented coaches with proven winning experience. We also feel that 5 or 6 tournament caliber teams with veteran cores will emerge from the Big East. The Big East has a strong defensive foundation across the top half of the conference, and many of these Big East teams have star power, all NBA level talent. Some of the weaknesses, well, once you get to the bottom tier, you see a big drop-off. There's multiple teams without a proven point guard or shot creator, and that spells trouble for these teams. Also, heavy roster turnover may cause a lot of early season chaos. So what does this year's outlook look like for the Big East Conference? Well, we feel the Big East will once again be a top 3 conference nationally. This is due because UConn looks every bit the part of a Final Four favorite, while St. John's is ready to challenge for the throne. Creighton, Providence are built for March, and don't be shocked if Butler or Villanova pull off some big-time upsets. So we expect 5 to 6 bids to come from the Big East Conference on Selection Sunday. The recaps, the teams to watch in the Big East, of course, UConn, they're deep, disciplined, and dominant. St. John's, Pitino's magic and Hopkins' comeback could be special. Providence, they got defense that wins games. Creighton, if McDermott uses his bench, then watch out. Butler, we feel, is the best sleeper value in the whole entire Big East. Now, what are some teams that we aren't the most bullish on? Seton Hall, no shooting, no space. Hate to say it, but Georgetown, they're still finding their rhythm. Xavier, too much turnover, too little chemistry. A definite rebuild year. Marquette, even though they got Coach Shaka Smart, we feel this team could regress without a go-to scorer. So there you have it. That's your Court Profits Big East Conference preview for the 2025-2026 season. Now, who's your pick to win the Big East title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next conference preview coming up soon right here on Court Profits.